The burning of the heart in love is the manifestation of the Satguru, and it is the reason he comes to experience the sweetness of every Atma. The burning of the heart in longing is his very own self, and it is the reason he incarnates. Deep within us is an endless reservoir of love. Its movement is through the fire of longing. The Guru, yes, he sits here. When he is here, he walks, he talks. But what is really the manifestation of him? Why he really comes, it's this burning longing in our heart. Yada yada hidharmasya, again and again, I come forth to awaken you. I will come and I will not stop. I think it was on the 14th of May, I don't know, when this X came out and when I gave that satsang, and afterwards I went to pick Guruji up from the airport. And it was one of the best drives ever, because he was in such a mood, he was in such a pensive mood, and everything what he said, he was like in a half monologue with himself. But something was like filling this car. It was night, we're driving back, and we're speaking about those things. I mentioned his tweet and how amazing it is. And we spoke about the path, we spoke about people, we spoke about how many people stay on the path, how many people leave the path. And when it was mentioned how many people leave the path, because many people come, many people go, he said, because we know that one of the reasons is just that people are not really interested in true spirituality. They don't want this burning of heart. They want anything else. And maybe they get what they want and then they go. Or maybe they don't get what they want and then they go. They're looking for sensations or anything, but that is not why he is here. That is not what he is here to give. He is here to awaken this deep longing, burning in the heart. And he said, nobody knows the burning longing in the heart of the Satguru. And I can imagine that nobody knows, because just watch from a human side. If you are in a good place, if you feel good, if you are in love, if you are full, and you have somebody next to you who is deeply suffering, which a person you dearly love, and you can see that suffering is self-inflicted because of stupidity. And you do everything to help that person coming out of that suffering, but the person just keeps on hitting the head on the wall. How does that feel? It's painful, no, to watch that. I guess Guruji sees that all, in all of us. He knows what actually would be the purpose of life, why we are here. He keeps on reminding us in a kind way, in a not kind way, in a kick in the ass, in whatever way. And still, we keep on knocking the head on the wall, making the same mistakes, or even leaving the path. Because he said everybody, it can happen to everybody. Anybody can leave. It was good that he said, anybody can leave, not everybody will leave. Because he said, the main thing is, do you want to change? If you want to change, then there's no way you will not change. You don't want to change, there's no way you will change. Nothing will make you change, not even the Guru. If you don't want to change, you will not change. If you want to change, there's no way you're not gonna change. And he mentioned a few people, dear brothers and sisters, which I know, which are in different phases of their life, getting it on one side or on the other. And he mentioned a few which seem on the outside, how he treats them, that they are the absolute losers. But he says, like, you know that person? That person wants to change, and he will change. And you know that person, maybe getting the harassment, that person doesn't want to change. That person will not change. It was very interesting to see how much he was like, but I have to give opportunity. He said, I have to give opportunity. That is why I'm here. I have to give opportunity to awaken this longing in the heart of all of you. I will do anything to awaken this longing, but people sometimes don't want it. And then he said, that's why sometimes it doesn't make sense to talk to people. And then he stopped for a while. He said, yes, but on the other hand, it is my duty. I cannot not do it. Even if people are so stupid and they don't get it, I will have to repeat myself over and over again. I will have to give opportunities over and over again, because that's just my nature. He said, everybody can leave. Everybody can leave. There's only one person which will never leave. One person which will always stand firm. And that person is me. Speaking about himself. It was very impressive because it was really like I said, it was kind of a monologue what he kept, like talking about him, with himself, about himself, like anybody will leave, anybody can change their mind, because the mind of man is fragile and we know it. But he knows one person will never change. Will always be clear what he is here for and will never stop doing what he needs to do, and that is him. So that was the first statement what he made, which I thought was really powerful and really beautiful, because it is a kind of a statement, I will never stop doing what I have to do. Good start, right? It's a good thing to know. And as he spoke about the opportunities, the discussion was going on. At some point I said, yeah, but okay, you give opportunities, but is there a moment that enough is enough? That you stop giving opportunities? Is there a moment, like when you give chances to people, when you run after people, when you say please, you take them by the hand, they kick away your hand, you get what I mean? So is there any moment where you just say, like, you know what, just do as you please, you will learn in another way? So in that sense, I looked at him and said, Guruji, is there a moment when it's just finished, where you say, done, enough is enough? And he looked at me and said, what do you mean, finished? I said, yeah, finished, like finished. You had to. He said, for something to be finished, it needs to have a beginning. And then he made like this face and this breath, and he looked at me and said, like, the fact that you ask me this question really shows me that you don't know who I am. I am infinite. I am eternal. Okay? Okay. I'm just driving the car. Wow. It was so beautiful because he is here. There's only one who will always be there, who will never flinch, who will never leave. The clarity of what he has come for, to awaken this burning longing in our heart, and that is him. And there's only one who will give endless opportunities if we are willing to embark and to change and to transform, and that is also him. Eternally, he will be available. Like he said, all those people who have left, if they turn around and come back, I have seen it with my own eyes, they were all received with open arms, over and over again. Crazy, but true. Because like Namalva says here, in many forms he has come, fish, boar, cowherd boy, and many more forms will he come, only to reach me, the true me. He comes to reach us, he comes to remind us, he comes to make us aware of what life is really for, so that we don't waste it. And he will do it for all eternity. So, that only leaves the question, what am I gonna do to support it? What am I gonna do to join his effort, or maybe even support his effort for me and for the rest of the world where he's working on? Jai Gurudev.